Are you one of the people who feels there is a great generation gap between you and your parents? You feel it is so difficult to talk to your parents and make them understand your viewpoint. And today, we are going to try to bridge that gap between generations. I'm not saying whose viewpoint is right, whether the old generation was right or the new generation is correct. I'm just talking to the new generation since you're the smart guys and you need to be able to understand something which is going to be quintessential for your growth. If you are able to understand and deal with your parents, it is going to be beneficial for your future. Number one, forgive your parents. Forgive them for their imperfection. Your parents are not perfect. But their intention towards you is always perfect because they don't mean bad. The intentions that they have towards you are never doubted. So please forgive them for not being perfect. Number two, understand them that their upbringing is not the same as yours. The way they grew up, their culture, their religion was very different. They are the ones who did not have a choice even when it came to their life partner. You do. They didn't go to the schools that you went to. They didn't deal with the world that you're dealing with. Some things they had it easy, I'm not saying no to that. But most of the things that they had, their struggles were very different from yours. So please understand them. And also, even if you don't agree with their perceptions, their religion, their culture, don't try to snatch it away from them. ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਹਰ ਇਨਸਾਨ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਬੜੀਆਂ ਪਿਆਰੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਕਈ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਬੜੀਆਂ ਪਿਆਰੀਆਂ ਹੋਣਗੀਆਂ। ਆਪਣੇ ਪੈਰੈਂਟਸ ਨੂੰ ਸਮਝਣ ਦੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਨਾ, their religion, their culture, their perception, their beliefs are very dear to them. So if you can understand them and understand the fact that there is a difference between these two generations, you are the smart ones. You are the more evolved ones. You are the ones who are able to understand this. And even if your parents come out to be rigid, I expect you to have more understanding and say, it's all right. This is the way they are. And I don't have to be exactly like them, but I can accommodate them. That's understanding. Number three, thank them for the future playground they're giving you. What I mean by that is, your parents are the ones who will take every shit from you. Sorry for my language. So if you are not able to deal with them, if you are not able to have an understanding with them, what makes you think that your future relationships, where it's all about give and take, it's all about equality, nobody's going to take any shit from anyone. If you can't have a relationship with your parents today, those who are ready to shower anything on you, who are doing everything for you, if you can't have a relationship with them, your future, what makes you think you'll be successful in that? So these are the people who are giving you a playground for you to be able to prepare yourself in the future. So thank them for that future playground they're providing you in relationships. Number four, your parents are there to teach you spirituality. What I mean by that is, you love your parents despite the fact that they're not the most good-looking people in the world, right? Then they have given you the first lesson in life about spirituality, and that is, relationships and love is not dependent on how a person looks like. So if you are able to relate to your parents and love them despite how they look, then your future should not be based on how a person looks like. You'll be able to make choices. You'll become more spiritual. And one more thing I would say, if your relationship with your parents is beyond materialism, if you don't love your parents just because they have money or they have power, you love them for who they are, then that is the second lesson you have learned in spirituality. In dealing with people, you will not put materialism in between, which is a big problem When it comes to today's world, a lot of people's relationships are only based on that materialism of give and take, of benefits and losses. And number 5, don't take them for granted, especially the mothers. See, when you're growing up, your mother is the one that holds your finger and tells you and teaches you everything and showers every aspect of her life on you. But as you become independent, the first person that you don't need is a mother, and she feels very neglected. Even fathers, for that sake. But a child still needs the father up to an extent because of financial gains. Mothers feel neglected first. Both the parents, never neglect them, because once they're gone, you'll be missing them a lot. You could be fighting with them today. You could be in disagreement with them today. I remember how I was in disagreement with my dad all the time. But after he was gone, all I could say is, Darji ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸਨ, Darji ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸਨ, Darji ਦੀਆਂ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬੜੀਆਂ ਠੀਕ ਸਨ. Whatever he used to say was so sensible. And I miss him all the time because, not that I didn't value him while he was alive, but after he was gone, each and everything that he used to say echoes in the brain. So I would say to you, don't take them for granted. Because all the things that they're telling you today, they may be coming from a different generation, maybe coming from a very diligent generation who has always telling you to work hard, and you may be coming from a generation that is work smart generation. I understand. But if you are able to learn diplomacy with your parents, how to make them see your viewpoint, as I said, this is a playground for you. How you handle things with your parents. If you are able to deal with them, make them understand in a diplomatic way, guess what? In future, almost all your relationships which require diplomacy, how you're going to deal with people, how you're going to talk to them, will become so much easier. Bani says, Put kahe chagrat ho sang baap. Oh son, oh child, why do you fight with your parents? जिनके जने बटीरे तुम हो 300 चगरत पाप. Those who have given birth to you and reared you up, when you fight with them, it's a sin. It's not a good thing. Learn how to be diplomatic in making them understand your viewpoint. Also keep in mind, they come from a different generation. So if you are able to have that composure and make them understand your viewpoint without fighting, you have won something which you don't realize today. In future, when you have to deal with people and you are able to make a point across of diplomacy and coolness, you will succeed so much. So learn how to be grateful and thankful to your parents. Don't fight with them. Learn how to compromise. Learn how to understand and live happily with them. Thank you very much for listening, Ji. Apologies for my mistakes. Gur Fateh, Sat Shri Akal, Salam Namaste. Thank you so much. See you again.